I don't. So remind me, what was the peril that had befallen this town?
So they said it's been raining for a really long time, and the rain won't stop, and it's flooding everything. And they think that there's some weird magic going on. They need someone magical to stop the rain.
They need someone magical to stop the rain. Well, I'm someone magical. We arrive. I mean, I imagine if it's raining, it's probably affecting the whole area, and I can see it from some distance away, yeah?
Yeah, so as you're kind of coming in, right, we would do this thing where you would, like, the camera's kind of far away, right, and you're just kind of silhouettes on the horizon, and you sort of come into frame, and alongside, all these trade routes, or routes, if you prefer, right, kind of coming down from Visoka, which is kind of up on these low hills, there's just this, like, massive, like, run, right, this cut of water, right, where it's just been flooding and flooding and flooding. And clearly this water has been very strong, very powerful for a very long time, right? And we kind of pull away, right? And we just see this massive hanging cloud, literally smack dab on top of the low hills where Visoka is. The title of this episode appears, right, in this sort of like black and gray text, and it's called Fog Frogs. And we continue to follow Alberforce and Wilbur as they head on into Visoka, perhaps with galoshes.
Yeah, we've got our waders on.
As you're sort of going up this hill, you can see a lot of people have built, like, what basically amounts to tents and lean-tos and temporary structures, like, away from the town, but near it. And then just like the general like ambiance of the area is just like overwhelmingly negative. Everybody's sad. Everybody's wet, angry, and grumbly, right? And people, they're just kind of like shaking their fist towards this low-hanging cloud that seems to be covering all of Visoka. But there are many people that you could go up and talk to, should you desire.
I'll approach someone and try and get sort of a version of events from them. Just get some sort of report. When did this start? How long's it been going on?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What appeared to be the cause of it?
You got old Leanne and Berta, right, that have come up, and they're just trying to talk your ear off, right, about every little thing, including, right, like their nephew that lives down in Schonwald hasn't visited in a while, right? He never writes. He's a little old, hasn't gotten married yet. It's very distressing to them, right? So his most eminent highness, Aegyern, yeah, they're complaining about him, right, and taxes, and right, and like, you don't care, like, this is all fucking garbage. This is just. But someone actually seemingly important shows up. You recognize like a military. It would not be their military outfit because they would have retired. But like there has to be some sort of like they're wearing something that identifies them as having been in like the Vestguard military.
I think it could be even if they're retired, it would be a military uniform. It's not like they're going to take that back from you.
Maybe they gave away the rest of their clothes and all they have is the yeah. Okay. Yeah. So her name is Lita.
Lita.
Yeah. So Lita kind of comes up to you, and you very quickly, you both get the sense that you're probably the only two intelligent people in this town right now.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions.
She's like, oh, I don't mind at all.
Oh, okay.
She's like, so we're not really sure why it happened, but about at this point, a month ago, the rain started. But it wasn't that bad the first couple days. We needed some rain, right? Like the farmer crops, blah, blah, blah. She goes into that crap. She's like, but then it didn't stop. And then like 2 weeks ago, it just got way worse. And then nobody could see, right? So rain starts. It's okay. Rain keeps going. Not great. Cloud on the ground. Can't see anything. Everyone's blind. I just wake up to hear people screaming. And I think like, a wizard stole my eyes or something. She points up the hill.
Yeah. All right. Did anybody pass through town immediately before? Any strangers or outsiders come to town before the rain started?
Well, yeah, we initially requested someone to come help us with the rain. So your predecessor there.
Did he have scar over his eye?
I believe it was Professor Zahn. Professor Dravakus Zahn?
Professor Zahn?
Do you know Professor Zahn?
That man's lucky to be called Mr. Zahn. instead of just that bastard.
Right, and she sort of looks at you, she's like, I'm sorry, what?
Professor Zahn,
Professor Zahn was very polite. He performed, what did he call it? Hold on. And she gets the detective's flip book. She says, yeah, he cast, what do you call it? Conjure cumulo stratus, summon storm stratus, something. Something with clouds. And she's just got a drawing of like, just it's rather simple, right? But it has a certain je ne sais quoi, right? Just a doff of wild hair and a clean chiseled jaw, just standing there triumphantly.
All right, well, ma'am, I think I've come to at least the source of your problems. See, Mr. Zahn is a dangerous wizard criminal. He's a lunatic.
No.
He's stolen mine and possibly many other magicians' research and is using that pilfered knowledge to commit a series of heinous crimes across the land. This is the third such location that we've encountered. All the work of this miscreant. Oh, I hate him so bad. I just hate him so bad. I'm terribly sorry that this evil fate has befallen your town. That fucking scoundrel.
She says, this is terrible. This is so strange. He had all of the proper credentials. He arrived right when we expected him, right when the university indicated he would arrive.
That is very peculiar, and I will need to follow up on that. All right, so that is interesting because now I have to talk. All right, so now, all right, as an aside, just thinking out loud, this is the sort of stuff that if there were other people at the table, I would talk to them about, but now I just have to just
talk to me.
Talk to Dave.
Talk to Dave. It won't go right to Zahn. You got him right here.
Oh, fuck. So I have to go back to Omagong after this, I think, and like follow up because it's really weird that he would did the university receive this dispatch and send somebody? And so did he has he committed wizard murder? Has Zahn murdered one of his fellow wizrads? I suspect he may. What name did he gave? But he gave his own name, and the paperwork all said his name on it, right? We are dispatching.
Yes, indeed. And she, she's extremely meticulous, right? She's flipping it, and it says I don't know, it says wizard license 42069.
Fuck, they had a great wizard license number. To think a man of such a potent and powerful wizard number would succumb to a life of crime. Absolutely repulsive. You're the chosen one! Zahn! Lita, I'm sorry to ask you to do this because it's a dangerous bit of work, but I'm going to need you to lead me into the center of the cloud, and perhaps we can find some sort of glyph, sigil, arcane device, something that is continuing to power and generate this effect.
We can certainly try. I cannot stress enough how absolutely and when we do that, right, it's just a picture of Wilbur blind, absolutely blind.
You will not be able to see within the cloud.
He's just oh man.
I put a strong hand on Wilbur's shoulder, and I'll say, if you're willing to lead the way, then we'll follow you. Isn't that right, my boy?
Yeah. His feet have cartoonishly broken out of their shoes and gripped into the ground. Okay. Do you have any preparations you would like to take before you go into the cloud?
The cloud. I'm trying to think if there are any spells that I would want. Fortified beverage is funny. We'll see if that ends up being useful.
We might need it.
Probably won't need sleep, but might want protection from evil and good. So I'm going to take the day and prepare the appropriate spells. And then the next day.
Nice.
We
return to find Wilbur, right? He's he's gotten, a mop head from somebody, but he's taken the mop part off, right? And he's just kind of clinging to it. And he's like, this way I can make sure I don't bump into anything.
Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Also, if we are going to be completely blind, I recommend that we tie each of us to each other. That way, we can't be separated in the maelstrom.
That's a good idea. I'll get the rope.
You do that. His knot work is impeccable.
Boy, he's got a lot of skills.
He's got a lot of skills.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so Lita, again, she is willing to do this. She's willing to help you. She's got at least a little bit, of experience in town. So your goal is to get to the center of town.
Yes, and conduct some sort of inspection to see if... Oh, I'm definitely going to need Detect Magic. That's going to be an important spell to have. Well, no, I can cast it as a ritual. All right, cool.
All right. So, do you have any means to aid her in this quest? Like, do you have any ability to magically see through inclement weather or...
Part of the problem I have to imagine is that it's just dark inside the cloud, yeah?
Yeah, as you go in, you literally can't see your hand in front of your face.
Well, I mean, Wilbur can cast light. Does that help?
Yeah, it'd probably give you, right, like enough indication that you can, like, kind of see relative to each other that you exist.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much, like, nose to nose and really only barely make out there's a person there. Like, it is incredibly hard to see.
Yeah. I think light is what I've got at the moment, unfortunately. Wilbur's light spell is probably about all we can muster at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, you fire off a couple light spells just really to help make sure you're keeping track of each other. And, like, he's, going out and bumping up against things like the 10-foot poles. 10-foot pole style. Lita does the same, and then Alberforce, you in the center?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're detecting your magics.
I'm detecting magic.
Wow. Well, unfortunately, she wasted that crit 20, but she still got a 12, which is, nearly passable, combined with her, trying to remember things. So you bump into a few walls. She swears a lot. A cat yowls because it's a cartoon, right? And of course, a cat yowls, right?
Yeah.
Runs off flying. I do need you to make a perception check at disadvantage unless you have any means to sort of combat that. Or there's a chance to notice something as you kind of delve deeper in. I'm curious
if it's a magical thing, there's a possibility Detect Magic would let me detect it.
Oh, you're detecting magic as you go in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, so a couple things happen then. One, most of the cloud is magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't...
that's barely even helpful, then.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, there are pockets of the cloud that are not magic. A general, like, swirling top, like a frisbee, spinning on a point, that is magic. And then it's, like, raining down stuff, and that's magic. But then interspersed are spheres of not magic.
Interesting.
And inside all of those spheres are something that is magic. Go ahead and roll a nature with advantage. Because you're like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Nature with advantage. Let me roll my actual dice for that. That's a 6 and a 8. Rough.
Yeah, so you don't believe it. So you have to reach out and grab, and it jumps away, and you don't know what it was. You lost it. But you've got that filed away. There's parts of this cloud that are magic and parts of it that are not, and there are things that are magic moving around inside of the cloud. Okay.
I'm going to try and guide. I'm going to try and describe what I am perceiving to various degrees of success. And I'm going to try and point our party towards the nearest such blurb and have Lita and Alberforce grab onto whatever it is.
I'm going to roll that. It'll be a straight roll plus dex, I guess?
I guess so, yeah.
Ooh, an 18 on the die. So you're leading them, and you're like, 11 o'clock, grab it! The two of them sort of collide on each other.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, yeah. And then squirming in between, right, the two of them, you can just see this, like, foci of magic. And if you finally got your hands on it, and, this is right when the episode cuts, right, because you bring it right up to your face, and it's a frog. It's a big, fat, lumpy frog. There's a big old bullfrog just right in your face, and its lips try and kiss yours just a little bit, right? Like,
what do you know?
And we cut.
I am a powerful wizard.